All right. Good morning from Manila. I'm MJ Marfori from TV5. And my first question is for Steven. Of course, in the Philippines, we call our beloved directors Direct Steven. I hope I can call you that. So, Direct Steven, I just want to ask if this was a masterpiece. I couldn't move on after because of all the emotions. But uh, was there a challenge in any way for you at this point in your career in making West Side Story and retelling the story to people?
I tell you what it did take. It took a it took about, I would say, 64 years of passion for the original New York Broadway musical, which I heard when my
Mhm.
parents brought home the original cast album when I was only 10 years old. And I have been in love with this music and with these words and with the story of West Side Story. And so this
Mhm.
has been in my life for so long. And I love the original Robert Wise Jerome Robbins movie made in 1961, but it's been 60 years. And I think the themes and the power of that story, which was always based on Romeo and Juliet to begin with, that it is basically generational. And there's a whole generation that doesn't know West Side Story, there's a whole generation that has never heard the title West Side Story. And I'm hoping that generation will be able to be fulfilled as much as my generation was when the play first opened in 57.
And talking about that, actually, even though it was from decades ago, watching it and screening it being one of the first, it seemed like the generation right now can also relate to it. And what was your intention to that, direct Stephen, making the story still up to date up until now?
Yeah, making the story really about love, the issues of love, conflict, and race, and
Mhm.
xenophobia, and the fact that the Sharks and the Jets, their divide is not unlike a divide that we suffer here in this nation today. And so, I felt that Tony Kushner, who adapted the original Broadway musical into our film script, into our screenplay, he really made this relevant for the conversations that we are having this day. And I think that's why, even though it still takes place in 1957, the characters are very realistic. It's a street musical, not a theater stage musical. This is
Mhm.
much more about street than theater. And in that sense, I think all the issues are a little more impactful and even more emotional.
And let's talk about the Romeo and Juliet angle in this. I was so swayed by Rachel and Ansel's performance. Oh my gosh. Rachel and Ansel, can you just give us a little bit of behind the scenes experience for both of you on how you did work your chemistry?
Well, I mean, it's very easy when there's such a healthy on-set environment. Steven cultivates a beautiful familial environment on his sets and off the set. You know, we were encouraged to spend time with one another and as a cast as a whole. And we were in Dumbo in Brooklyn rehearsing for 3 to 4 months before we even stepped on a set. So there was a lot of time to cultivate a relationship, a friendship that became palpable on screen, and we're so lucky to have been able to do that.
Ansel?
Yeah, I just remember, throughout we had the whole rehearsal process, audition process together, and then when we were on set, I think the first scene we shot was under the bleachers dancing together.
Yeah.
But we like Rachel said, like we really built a friendship because we had so much in common, both musical theater kids, both kind of like, whoa, I can't believe we're here.
Yeah.
Um, and then enjoying so much the work that we were doing together. So we would film and then we'd go sit in our chairs next to each other and shoot what and just enjoy it and laugh, and we were really having the time of our lives. Like, didn't want to leave set. We'd work long days, but it never felt long enough. And when that summer was over, it still feels like it's yesterday, because when you have those kind of experiences that are that special, they feel like still yesterday.
You gave that to the audience. And for my last question, again, it's for direct Steven. You are working on a lot of stories about a lot of cultures right now, and one of which was Filipino Story. Direct Steven, can you talk a little bit about it? What you could share?
Well, I try very, very hard not to share anything about current projects that I'm developing. Part of it's superstitious that
Okay.
I like to kind of keep the secret until the secret must get out. So all of those little things that I'm doing that are kind of percolating, I like to save that for a moment like this when I get to really talk about it with you.
And I can't wait for it. And thank you so much. Congratulations, everybody. It was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
so
your
much.
time.
Thank you.